AGC 2025.
So I'm not going that. So I'll first try to talk about two different approaches and think of just one problem, classification, one of the most important problems. I'll first give my real life example with one problem where I don't know how ML would be applied, but I'm doing classification. But tried to do some statistical application and we got result, and I also got into court case. So what is this background? Some years back, chairman of Railway Recruitment Service Board called me up, said that suspects that there have been mass copying the recruitment exams. But that time there was no CCTV. So people could possibly understand there have been mass copying. So what you have with you? The answers. And there were some 200 odd positions, and there were some 700, 800 odd people are being called for interview on the basis of the written test. It was a 100 question, multiple choice, MC. And he said, is there a way? Find out there have been copies. So problem lies there. We are trying to handle it. I have outstanding students there. I chatted with them. Then we are trying to understand what is meant by copy and how can we catch it. Don't have a CC. Multiple choice question, there are 4 options, A, B, C. Now, the right answer is A. I write A. My friend writes A. There is no way to understand one copy from the other. This is trivial. But the wrong answer could come in 3 different ways. Suppose the right answer is A, and I write wrong answer C, and my friend writes the same wrong answer C. Then there is a little chance of that these two are copying. But this may happen randomly. But if it happens for more and more questions, then there is a strong reason to believe that they have copied from it. So we got a threshold, like, this needs some more calculations. We got a threshold that if out of 100 questions, for 2 students, they have 10 or more, same common wrong answer, or they have left same question, didn't answer. So we thought of that this could be a reason to believe that they have copied from it. So now comes little bit next step. What I do, if I have a data, what is the data here? The data here is, I think that data I got, I told, okay, there are lakhs of people who wrote the test, I don't need all the data. I have shortlisted some 800 people out of these lakhs of people who would be called for the interview. Got my data, I don't want to know who is the person. So I say, okay, there will be some 800 rows for each candidate. Put any ID number, I don't care. And for candidate, for each row I will have some 100 columns. Answer the 100 questions, A, B, C, D or blank. And then we decided that, okay, strike off the right ones. Here the right ones give me no information at all. So I can just strike off the right answer. I keep only the blank ones and then put the same wrong answers. Now I see in how many places they agree. Blank, blank or same wrong answer. If I look into these 2 rows, now I define a measure of similarity. Very essential also in ML, the notion of similarity. When you talk about classification, similar elements should be in the same class and dissimilar things should be in the different classes. So I have to have a notion of similarity. So here we define a notion of similarity for this particular problem that, well, if after wiping off all the right answers, if two rows intersect in 10 or more places, then I would say that means they have copied. Okay, now have the standard clustering algorithms. So giving this similarity measure, my students ran the clustering algorithm, all those 800 people who are supposed to have been selected for the final interview. And to my great surprise, I found cluster of size 37. Does this mean 37 people copied from each other? Okay, I get cluster of size 14. That means these 14 people copied from each other. And my great surprise, I found out of this 800, only 40 or 50 belong to a cluster of size 1. That means they are the only honest people. Okay? Now here, why ML is not going to work? Because the ML will not work because for ML, what I said, training and etc., blah, 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 I have to have data on the people belonging to the particular class. And I simply can't go and ask the students, hey, did you copy from each other? If I could, then I could possibly build an ML. So if I had all the students, they answer script, and I answer the students, hey, did you copy from each other? And if they cooperate, I know who copied from each other. Then I know how to classify copy. But in such cases, I have limitations, people are not going to commit, so all these ML techniques are going to fail. So I have to adopt to some statistical ideas, and then we thought, okay, this would be idea, but what is the good part here? In this case, I can give estimate of the two kinds of error. What are the two kinds of errors? One is, I say they are copying while they are not copying. And I say they are not copying while they are copying. So in my algorithm, what I've been in ML classifications, I will have these two kinds of error. I can classify them, but if I think of some probability model there, then I can actually give a bound on this kinds of error. And if they are low enough, then I would know that this is probably a good classification. Now, in ML, what I would have done if I would have that data? Here I don't have it. If I had that data, in ML I would have probably done some kind of what I say jackknife. Okay, just randomly take few samples out and then fit the learning model on that rest. Try to apply for the ones you did not use for the model.
AGC 2025.